But you know what touched me tonight, which I want to tell you quickly before I say you should pray, was that when he brought those 32,000, the Lord said something in chapter 7. The Lord said, Gideon, 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 the people with you, that's chapter 7 verse 2. The people with you are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hand. Are you getting the Bible? All of you go to chapter 7 of Judges and verse 2. I want you to do that quickly because that's all I need to say tonight before I ask you to go to sleep. Are you in verse 2? Can I plead with Amos to read for us? Yes, 7 verse 2.
And the Lord said to Gideon, the people who are with you are too many for me to give to the Midianites into their hands. Lest Israel claim glory for itself against me, saying, my own hand has saved me.
Now let me ask you, have they claimed the glory? They have not done it. But you see the matter. The matter that God was dealing with is not about how to hand over the Midianites. The Midianites will not be a problem for God to hand over. But did you see what God was considering? What was his consideration? Who takes the glory? You are not understanding. Who takes the glory? You see, this question, I don't know how to tell you about it, but it's a question that I think at every junction, that question has come over and over again. And few days ago, what I thought God was confronting me with is that I'm about to do something beyond all that you have ever seen me do in all your years of following me. But let's settle an issue. Who takes the glory? Brothers and sisters, I want all of you to listen. Listen, it's very important because you will remember this in years to come. It is nothing with God to gather hundreds of thousands to you. It's nothing. It's nothing for God to send millions of rands for things to happen. It's nothing. It's nothing for God to cause facilities to rise, even in this country, for us to do the work of God effortlessly. It's nothing. Now listen, do you know, sir? Listen, all of you listen. Do you know that before these meetings, this meeting that you are sitting here, before he came to this place, before he came to this level, and please don't misunderstand me, I honor God for this level. But this level is still very small compared with where we are going. Are you hearing me? But you know that before he came to this, even this little point, it looked impossible. Some of you never imagine how could they call a meeting and they are not going to pay registration. And people will eat 3 times a day. How can it happen? Can it happen? Is it possible? You were panicking when you were to feed 20 people. It was looking, no, hey, how we, no. Let's not put ourselves in problem. But let me ask you, Prof, is it possible? It's possible now. You are now beginning to see that, so we can feed 200. So we will feed 500. So we can feed thousands. It's possible. Why not? Can I ask you a question? Have you been sweaty to do this? You are in debt to do this. That's to tell you that what we are talking about is possible. What we are talking about is a reality. We have lived in it. But I want to tell you that all these things that you have seen is nothing compared with where God is going. Look, it's nothing. Maybe when we got, maybe if you get a piece of land about maybe 4, 5 plots or 10 plots, you say, yes, that's great. Keep quiet. We will get lands that are going to be running in kilometer squares. Kilometers, not acres, not hectares. But we are going to talk about what? Kilometers. It's nothing. It's nothing with God. That's not the issue. That's not the issue. The critical issue that God is sitting down to sort out, and why it appears the work of God is sluggish, is who takes the glory. Excuse me. It is nothing for God to release raw miracles. What did I say? Raw miracles. Miracles that you did not need to paint. You don't need to talk about. You don't need to arrange it. It will just be clear. You just say, this is nothing but miracle. It's the same God who called into existence those things that be not as though they were. He has not lost his power. It's the same yesterday, today, and forever. But why this much scarcity? Scarcity not in heaven. Scarcity not with God. God is not spent. It's not exhausted. It's inexhaustible. But there's a question that he's sitting down to settle. What was that question? Who takes the glory? And Lord, thank you. We're at a threshold. And I can see a threshold now. What is the threshold? Midianites are about to fall forever. It's a threshold. They've been oppressing the people of God for years. But now, after today, these Midianites are going to be a total walkover. Are you understanding? And God is saying, Gideon, you will strike the Midianite like one man. But let's settle a matter here. What is the matter to be settled? Who takes the glory? Excuse me, sir. Zimbabwe is nothing for God to run over. There's nothing in Zimbabwe that is so difficult that God is struggling with. There's nothing like that. Nothing. But there's a matter that is making God to fold his hand. He said, I need an answer before we can go on from here. What is the question? Who takes the glory? Let's discuss that. This question that I'm again coming at after so many years of my walking with God, I don't know when I will be able to overcome this question, because it looks as if it is coming to me at every junction.